Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? This is Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is Wednesday, November 12th, 2008, and hopefully you all had a nice Veterans Day if you were off. I did take a day off from trading yesterday because of the holiday, but I am back in action today, and we had some pretty good movement in the cable. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, and first thing I want to do is answer some comments on the blog from Monday's post, and first one's from D-Train. And basically he's asking, I'm looking for a short trade on 15-minute charts there. Every time you could have a valid entry, the MACD was already negative. The answer plainly is no. Don't mean to be so blunt, but if you're going to follow a system, you have to stay true to the indicators. And if the indicators don't give you something, don't try to force it, and don't try to make what I call what if scenarios, because sometimes you might see one and it happened to be a winner, but more often than not, because I've tested this, if MACD was already negative in a short trade, then it loses most of the time. So that is why the rules state that it has to be positive for your signal. So I hope that answers that question. The next one is from Moreliator. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it's basically just a comment about the blog, and I'm glad that this is working out for you so great. Definitely go through the school though. I have to emphasize that education will be your best winner, your best weapon in the Forex in the long run. So systems are good, but your education is better. No system can ever outthink your brain, and that is why the School of Pipsology is the first thing we stress. But I'm glad you're going through it. Take all the quizzes, make sure you know everything, and trust me, it'll make your trading much better in the long run. So thanks though for the comment. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're getting something out of it, and that was the purpose of this blog. So good to see that it's working for you. Next is from Fishing for Pips. With the trend on the 4-hour chart, if all indicators are overbought or oversold and the candles are starting to show possible trend change, but MACD hasn't crossed, would you shy away from the trade? With the 4-hour trend change candle, basically we're not actually looking at MACD. With the trend change candle, all we're looking at is RSI and stochastic, so it doesn't matter what MACD says. With the 4-hour chart, as long as the indicators line up with the crossover, then you're fine. So don't even regard MACD on the 4-hour chart. We only use that when we're looking for our entries. So hope that answers that question. From GoGetto, we have one. Basically, if you see a signal, RSI and stochastics in your direction, but MACD, I'm sorry, RSI is in direction, but stochastics are near overbought or oversold territory, how do you determine what you're going to do? If it's in overbought or oversold territory, I still take it. Like I said, with the studies and testing of this system, I found that even if it's in one of those areas, your trades will still be profitable in the long run. Now, and with that said, because you know the overbought and oversold areas, you might want to pay closer attention and maybe watch your exits quicker. Maybe zoom down to a smaller time frame and see if you see momentum shifts, and get out maybe quicker than you normally would, just because of the knowledge that price may be at a bottom or a top. So definitely play that as a factor in your trading, but don't let it stop you from entering the trade. And your second one is, if I don't hit my target, would you go ahead and get out of the market or let a trade work? Always let your target attempt to be hit. Let your trade marinate. Give it time to work for you. The only time I would exit my trade is if there's a news event coming out. I will exit my trade whether I'm in a profit or loss before news events. So that's the only time I will stop it. Again, if I'm in a late trade and my target or profit isn't hit by let's say 4 p.m. Eastern time, then I'll go ahead and take that out as well. But other than that, I will let my profits or stops get hit regardless of what is going on, because that is part of staying disciplined in the system, so you have to stick with it. But very good questions, very good comments, and again, I appreciate everything that you guys are saying, and hopefully I am helping you out. But while we're on babypips.com, let's go ahead and click on the Tools tab and check out our news for the day. Remember, we're looking for news that affects either the sterling or the dollar. At 4:30 a.m. we had the sterling, the claimant count change, but other than that, we had the BOE inflation report at 5:30, also for the sterling, but there was no news as far as the US goes. So 4:30 and 5:30 were the only time areas we were looking for. So now that we have the news set, we can go to our 4-hour chart. I'll zoom it back just before midnight so you can see what it looks like. Our last trend change candle was back on Monday, and you can see that it changed the trend from up to down. So we were currently in a downtrend, and if you look at the price action for today, the trend was down. So only look for short trades, no long trades, no new trend change candles. So trend was down, only looking for short trades. Now we'll go to our 15-minute chart and zoom it back just before midnight. Again, we're only looking for short trades, and our time areas are 4:30 and 5:30. And with those things in mind, we can move forward with the chart and pretend like we're going through a live trading day. Remember, we're looking for crossovers to the short side because we're only looking for short signals. Okay, here you can barely see it, but it is a crossover at 3 a.m. Eastern time. It is a doji there, but it is a crossover. If we look at our indicators, RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down. MACD has gone from positive to negative. This makes this a valid entry. So we would enter at the close of the candle at 54.19. Our stops at the most recent swing high, 54.78. And our nearest 0 or 50 level is right at 5,400. So it's about 19 pips of potential profit, which is good enough. So now we can let our trade run. Okay, and here our target is hit at 3:30 a.m. It closes at 53.91, so we have a clean break of our target. So what I'm going to do now is move my stop to 5,400 and set my next target for 53.50. And now I'll continue to let my trade run. And here my target is hit, my second target is hit, and it goes as low as 53.23, but it actually rises back up and closes all the way up at 53.51. So I went ahead and took out my trade here because I saw that momentum was ending, and actually got out a few pips below 53.50 at 53.45 just because I saw that momentum was going against me. So I went ahead and exited. And thing is too that we know that news is coming out at 4:30, so it's a good time to exit. See, price did continue to move down. This is 4:15, and now here is the news candle. You can see price continue to retrace up. And so now we can just continue on with the day, and you can see that price action continued to move in favor of the bears, even though we were already out of our trade. Unfortunately, we missed out on some pips here, but that's okay. We'll take what we can get and what the market gives us and not be greedy. And you can see nice movement down here. So unfortunately, we only got a small piece of the pie there, but a small piece is better than no piece or even losing. So a good winner today. Hopefully you guys caught that. Hopefully you were able to make some pips. Again, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask on the blog. I'll try to answer them as best as possible. And that's pretty much it for today's update. So I will see you all tomorrow. Cowabunga, dudes.